have to say, I'm so excited for this episode because this has been a project installation dream for a really long time.
I am so excited for you. I've been so excited to hear about this, what you're going to do in each stage of it. And when you made so much headway, 2 days ago, I came and I saw it and I was like, I'm not going to scream in the mic, but I was outside. Yeah. I was so excited seeing like your vision come to life. It's been really stinking cool.
I think it's really exciting when you have something in your head and you know what you want it to look like, and then you get the chance to make that happen. And sometimes it works the way you think, and sometimes it doesn't, because I'm not a professional designer, but this is really coming together.
What is it?
What it is.
We're not going to tell you until the end.
We're not going to tell you till the very end. We're going to make you guess. No. What it is actually a knot garden parterre, a dream of mine since I started gardening. Like from the days when I started gardening. I'll tell you all about it in this episode.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am so ready.
Woo!
Welcome to Fostering Blooms, the podcast where we dig deep into gardening and all the ways it can enrich your home and life.
Together, we'll explore every aspect of gardening the organic way, keeping it simple, accessible, and fun.
Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just getting your hands in the dirt, we're here to share the tips and insights you need to grow something truly special. I'm Shannon Foster-Boleen.
And I'm Caitlin Blum, and we're two friends on a mission to cultivate beauty, creativity, and connection through everything we grow.
This is Fostering Blooms.
When I started gardening, I was 28, and I had big dreams, zero budget, zero knowledge. But I just knew what I liked.
I was living on a dream.
I was living on a dream. And a retail manager's salary. I was living on a dream for sure. But I knew the look of what I liked.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I always loved was the medieval knot gardens. I had never seen one in person, just in books. And I thought, these are just so cool. So when I tell people I want to have a knot garden, they're like, what, you don't want a garden?
I've seen one person that I've been with you and you've said this to someone and they knew what it was. Then again, they were a floral designer.
Right.
So they knew what you were talking about, but everybody else is like, what is that?
What is that?
Yeah. So for our gentle listeners, describe visually what you're talking about.
Okay. A knot garden in like Elizabethan Tudor times. And it's when you take two evergreen plants and you create a pattern with them where they intersect in some way. So it can be really simple, like a clover. You can make like a woven braid. You can see some really fancy Celtic designs. And you create this pattern and you trim it. And it takes time to grow in. And they used it with herbs a lot. Originally, it wasn't boxwood. They did a lot of different herbs. And then boxwood came in. Then after the 1600s, going into the 1700s, they started to become more formal. And that's when the name kind of evolved into, or the style evolved into what's called a parterre, which is just a French word for like formal sections. But a parterre can be as simple as a boxwood edging with flowers inside. It can be one flower. It can be multiple flowers. It can be gravel. So you'll see a lot of the really formal French gardens where they have different colors gravel. The Victorians had like bedding plants inside. So the parterres can be simple and they can be very, very elaborate, like miles of hedging forming like fleur-de-lis and all kinds of things. I never had any grand desire to have something that big, but I always wanted to have kind of just a knot garden that I could look down on, see a pattern, or I love boxwood, so like plants inside of it. When we moved to this house, there's an upper level and then there's a lower level, but it's all above grade. But from the upper level, you look down into like this courtyard area, which I've never had a courtyard. It sounds very fancy, like a courtyard.
It's a beautiful courtyard in itself with a koi pond and a large fountain. It's beautiful. And when you moved in here, that wasn't your original idea for that space, right?
It wasn't. And I just loved looking down there, but it was the first space that I attacked as far as like, I'm going to change what's down here. So there's a big main bed. There's a koi pond, like Kate mentioned. It's hard to explain, but the house borders two sections, and then there's like stairs on the other side. It's a combination of brick and wood, and there's a lot of brick down in that area. So there's a main bed along the stairs, a koi pond. There's also a brick wall that's about 4 feet tall. And then on the other side of the house, I created a new bed with laurels, white roses, and white salvia. My goal was to soften that brick with the laurel. And in the middle of it was trees. There were 3 crepe myrtles and 1 other tree. I cut them all out because it was way too many trees for that space.
Yeah.
And they weren't all full grown, but they were headed that way. I'm like, nope. And then there's a planter. When I say a planter, you have to imagine this thing's really big, made of the same brick, and it has bamboo in it. And when we moved in, it was so tall, it was like to the 2nd story.
That's right.
And so we cut that back to make it more architectural, redid the main flower bed, redid the other side of the house. There was boxwood along the wall. It died in a winter a couple years ago. So I planted a yew hedge that is shaping into a sofa like they have at Sissinghurst.
It's so cool.
It's a really cool. And then the grass was just crazy, and it was mainly weeds. So in this last year, Beth is like, what are we going to do with this? Because you're making all this stuff around it beautiful. And I forgot to mention the most important thing is that I wanted it to be a white garden.
Yes. Yeah. And that was your main vision for down there.
Yes.
And it just took a minute to click that that's right. And then, yeah, you came to me one day and you're like, oh my God, listen to what we're going to do down here. And I was like, what? And I was like, this could not be more perfect.
Yeah. So we're going to take that center section and kill all the grass, and I'm going to make a parterre / knot garden down there. And it'll also be all white. The vibe that I want to have is like a mini white garden at Sissinghurst. If you've never been to Sissinghurst in England or Hidcote in England, both of them have white gardens, but Sissinghurst's white garden was designed by Vita Sackville-West, and she wanted whites and grays. She really was the person that made it so well known and popular, and it's probably the best known white garden in the world. It's stunning. Really incredible. And I wasn't even there during peak flowering, which I really want to go back so I can see it in June.
One day we will.
Oh yeah, we will. So this is just like a little bit of a mini white Sissinghurst vibe. The thing that I love about Sissinghurst is they have all this hedging, yew and boxwood. So I'm mimicking their boxwood sofa, but using yew. And they have all this lushness inside. So basically I've got 4 different squares that are exactly the same size that will have boxwood edging. And then inside of that, I'll be doing white flowers. And then I have 2 other squares near the koi pond that I'm in flux with exactly what I'm going to do. But they're going to have 2 spiral topiaries in the middle, and then either boxwood teardrops on the side with white plants in between, or a simple knot pattern. So I'm deciding.
I know. Let's go back to that. So going back to your main 4 squares, you have these 4 squares, and then you have a path in the middle of both. So you have a cross. And then tell them about what you did. You just didn't do 4 squares.
Yeah, one of the things that they do a lot is like a kind of like a half moon or a keyhole cutout. So what happens is you do like a curved corner in the area where it crosses at that bed, so it makes it like a circle. When I put down the gravel, I'm going to use limestone screenings. When I put that down, I'll do a low planter bowl there. So you can walk on that pathway and then walk around the planter. You have that circular motion, which I kind of did the same thing up in the potager. I think I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Like, please, you guys, I mean, I don't know French, but I think it's not potager. I think it's potager. I don't know. Anyways, I did a similar
whatever
thing.
you want to call it.
Whatever my American accent decides today.
To sounds to pronounce it.
Exactly. So there you go. Welcome to the South.
You're a hell of a lot better at me pronouncing stuff than I am.
We'll see. Anyways, so there's that flow there. And it looks really cool with the boxwood because it's not just a square. It's got that little cutout to it. The squares aren't just in the center of the courtyard. So the section I actually have to divide it up into equal segments, but visually from above, make it look centered. We did an episode on technology in the garden. And again, I can tell you ChatGPT has been a lifesaver here. It's so precise.
Yeah,
but the path really isn't centered.
That's right. You can't tell by looking at it.
It is centered when you look at it because of the way that I designed it.
ChatCath.
And ChatCath helped me. No, seriously, I was measuring and the boxwood spacing, figuring out how many boxwood I need and other plant quantities. If you don't want to be exacting, you don't really want to take on this kind of installation.
I mean, it has to be precise. That's to be precision because... I mean, that's...
to create that hedge that you want.
Yeah.
But what's so exciting about it is the inside is going to be really lush. A few of the plants that I'm using, I'm mimicking what's in the main bed, but I'm also introducing a few new things. You know, when you do something like this, especially, it's very hard to ask a bed to be like a show off all through the year.
It is hard.
I have planned this where I have an arc of interest throughout the year, but you've got the supporting players of the main bed.
That's great.
And so you'll have these supporting players.
Yeah, and the boxwood in itself is... I
know. In the winter, I can't wait to look down there.
I know.
And it looks so much better already than it did before, even with the grass. Even if the grass had been perfect. Because see, what happens is that you just walk down there and you just have this grass lawn and you're not interacting with it.
Yep.
And that's this whole garden here. It's like this beautiful property. And no offense, but the commercial designers designed it to be low maintenance.
Yeah.
They didn't design it for you to like go out and interact in the space.
Absolutely.
I love that about the arts and crafts gardens in England is that it's like, walk through this room, right? Walk through this space, interact with it. I'm excited about it because where the couch is located, and this was Caitlin was like, we're going to bring a table out here and we're going to have dinner. And yes, we are.
I was like, oh my God, here's what else we're going to do down here because this space is going to be so fucking amazing. You'd be dumb not to make a table down here and use your amazing couch you built. Let's really sit on this couch.
Yeah, and use it. We're absolutely going to do that. I feel like when I'm designing, like, yes, I have the grand plan and I have spreadsheets and all that stuff, but things kind of morph as you work on it a little bit. And one of the things I just decided is a remove planted bamboo. The kind that they put in there seems to be okay. It has not escaped that planter.
Can you imagine if it had escaped that planter?
No, I can't. I can't.
Gone under?
No.
They put it in a planter for a reason, which, okay, you did good on that because it's contained.
Yeah. But even if they lined it with something bamboo so aggressive, it'll go through. The thing about it is, to me, if no one had come in and did what I did, the bamboo would have resonated because our house is super modern. So that's one thing to give you guys some context is that our house is really, really modern. And I think a lot of people would come in and do a Pete Oldham kind of modern planting that's not arts and crafts English garden.
Agreed. It's unexpected with your house.
I know, but that's what I love about it. Is I think that with modern homes that I love the simplicity of them and the openness, but they can read very sterile and cold. And I very much want to have a home that feels warm and welcoming. I think the garden kind of softens that for you a little bit.
Yeah.
I want the house and the garden to kind of like talk together in a sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's funny because this parterre knot garden has these very formal parts to it with this looseness in it, which is part of what I love about Sissinghurst and Hidcote. They have this structure and then they have this kind of abundance in it. And that's what I want. I just want lots of abundance within this kind of structured area. But anyways, back to the bamboo. The bamboo is very Asian garden to me and it doesn't resonate with this style.
Agreed. I mean, and I could see why they did it too with the koi pond. And
Correct.
I could see what they were headed for there. But that no longer serves your new space.
Yes. So I actually texted Kate the other day and she's heard me talk about this before. There's this tree called a medlar tree. It's a medlar tree that creates a fruit, the medlar fruit. And it actually was talked about in multiple Shakespearean plays, which I actually just learned.
I feel like it was a very ancient thing.
It was a medieval fruit tree, and through the Elizabethan time, it was popular. And part of the reason it's so unique is because you harvest fruit in like December. You take the fruit and you have to do what's called bledding, and you let it basically ripen before you eat it. And it tastes kind of like almost like a cinnamony applesauce kind of flavor.
I can't wait.
But the fruit itself looks crazy. And they called it the dog's ass tree because the fruit looks like.
Oh my God.
Yes. And that's why I said it's in the Shakespeare plays, like multiple plays. Like, I think there are 5 plays that they make a joke about it in.
Oh, wow.
Like Romeo and Juliet and
Yeah.
As You Like It, some other ones. So it's this very old tree. But the cool thing about it is that it gets these really kind of knobbly, awkward tree branches. And they're
cool.
really cool angles. So they get about 10 feet. And you can even prune them if you want to. So I'm going to pull the bamboo out over the winter. And then in the spring, we're going to put in a medlar, aka dog's ass fruit tree.
I'm going to put in a dog's ass fruit tree.
Welcome to my house. Would you like
Would you like
this? Would you like some of this? But I feel like
Would you like some of this dog ass?
it's a delicacy here in the United States, in the South.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I've never tasted a medlar, so I really
We're
hope.
gonna. Oh, God, I hope it's good.
They make jam, and
Let me get some.
yeah, I thought about it. I was gonna order some, but it was like $20. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm just gonna go for it. If I don't like it, we'll just
It's
give
a
it away.
cool looking tree, regardless of what the fruit tastes like. It is so cool, and it has that level of whimsy that you're wanting to bring in too.
And I think it's a nod to the fact that the style of this garden is very historical.
Yeah.
It's been around a long time.
Yeah.
And then I guess the last thing about it is I have a little bit of a design challenge. I mean, I don't plan to leave this house for a long time. They're going to drag me out of here kicking and screaming. But the lower level, which again, it's all above grade, but this lower level, when you move in, you want to bring stuff to the lower level.
I am literally going to stop you right now. You are the most conscientious person when it comes to like the space you're in. So you're thinking about like the environment and all of this and the space right now, but like when I leave this house, I can't plant this because someone might not take care of it. I'm like, Shannon, who gives a shit? Like, plant it if you want it. But you were so conscientious thinking about like, you're not only thinking about now, but you're thinking about the future care of this plant. I mean, God. And so I'll leave it at that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I just want to say you're a good stewardess.
Well, thank you.
You're a good garden stewardess.
Thank you. Well, it would hurt my heart to like design and plant this area and then be like, oh, we're moving. We have to rip all this out now. I mean, it would be devastating. And sure, you can go down the stairs from the upper level, but you don't want to, believe me. It's basically a whole house on the lower level. You want to be able to access that, and you go through the courtyard. So there's an area that's got quite a bit of space that I'm gonna, where if I edge it and make it like the parterre sections, it's gonna look visually awkward. It's gonna fight with the other squares, basically.
You want to be the focal.
Right. There's this planting style I've seen, and I can't think originally who did it, but I've seen it used multiple places where there's gravel, and then they might have like a boxwood ball, and it's just surrounded by gravel. It looks like there's just this greenness around this gravel. And even at Sissinghurst, they created a Mediterranean garden, so they did a lot of alpines and the gravel and stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that all gravel, and I'm going to plant boxwood cones and some white lavender, but I'm going to space it in such a way that it's surrounded by the gravel. So it looks like it's just been kind of like plopped down there, so to speak, or it's just randomly growing.
So cool.
And it leaves us about 8 feet to get through very easily. And 2 of the plants will be peonies, so you can cut them back, and you could roll your cart over it or whatever, and it'll be fine. So you're not going to be blocked in. There's plenty of room to maneuver through there.
So generous and so like forward thinking. It's such a great thing. You're like, well, the reason I'm doing this is a great place to move your stuff in and out. They're so good.
The other thing too that's cool about it is there's like a sidewalk almost. We have a bench right now, but it's a place to sit and look in the courtyard, and that kind of sparseness. And it's low, so it's not interfere with what you look at. And I'm purposely planting things that smell really good. Those 2 white peonies are the Duchess d'Amours, and then the lavender. So they're low growing. They're kind of like almost easing you to that pathway.
Yeah, I think it's going to support and complement your focal area so well. And it's such an unexpected thing. Like you're going to look through, the knot garden, and you're going to look over to see these plants just like surviving in the gravel. Clearly they're in very composted soil. It just looks visually cool, supports, but doesn't take away.
Yeah. I think it's
so great.
I am excited about that. That took me a while to figure out all of this space. Just for context, it's around 33 feet by 40, the whole thing, roughly. I mean, it's not a perfect square, but it's kind of around that. There's some poured in slab pavers that they put in.
Because you played with that too. Should I continue the pavers here? I think what you chose is, I'm like just as excited about that area as I am the actual focal point.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
I love that Mediterranean. I think I remember you asking me if you could like have a garden anywhere in the world, would it be? I said Italy, because I just love that Mediterranean feel. And I think it's just going to be really such a compliment.
It's interesting you mentioned Italy, because the white garden concept actually was very Italian.
Okay.
And so Vita Sacco West was very well traveled. And I can't say for sure that that's where it resonated with her. I don't know, but I can envision that, because for a very long time, Italian gardens were very simple, green and white. And white is actually really the hardest color to plant with for a lot of reasons. And so doing white well is tough, which is why my flower selection, I'm very much like, we'll see how this goes the first year, because it's going to have a rhythm. Like right now, the main bed does great in the spring, and then by the fall, it's looking pretty rough. And so it's like I'm correcting that with some new plant selections. But that's what I love about design and planting. It's an evolving art. Even if Joe Thompson walked in here, who I love, by the way, Joe, if you would ever like to walk into my house and design anything, you are welcome anytime. You can, anything, please come. She's amazing. But if she walked in here and put something in, she would tell you, you have to expect that it's going to change. Once you install it, it's a living, breathing thing.
How it's going to do, how it's going to behave in that specific spot. And a rose you have down in the courtyard behaves totally different than you having it up on the hillside.
Yeah.
Even on your own same property.
It literally does, because I pulled one out of the courtyard that was being smothered by black spot.
That's why I said it.
And put it in the oak tree bed, and it's like, fine. It's thriving. It's doing great.
It's amazing. I think too, it'll be fun to see what you selected out there and how that does. And then you'll probably change it a little bit the next year.
Yeah.
And it'll evolve.
Well, and as the boxwood grow in too, that's going to
change
It'll shrink what I can put in there. But I will say this, being a steward of things too, that the way that this is set up is that if someone came in and said, well, I don't want to have as much maintenance inside these parterres, they could just plant 1 or 2 plants. Like you could do literally like 2 different plants inside there and keep a very simple format.
Yeah.
And I may end up doing that too, but I think that's kind of like what's so fun about it is, how do you want to do it? Again, if you're using Sissinghurst as an example, they have a lot of the same plants throughout, but there's definitely more than just 2 plants. And any area that's kind of sectioned off has multiple things. So I kind of like I want to go for the lush, airy, romantic. Like I want you to walk into this and be like, did I just walk into Narnia? Like, what just happened?
Narnia.
Oh my
when
God.
you get this done, I am going to be submitting it to Garden Gate magazine, Better Homes and Garden. I'll figure out a few places, but I will. I think this is just really special. Like, you're just doing it for you and your home.
Yeah.
I just think it's really special.
Yeah, I want people to know that. I mean, this was a dream that I had since I was 28. It's like when I was a teenager, I had a dream that I wanted to live in a modern glass house. I never thought I would live in this house ever. And it's like crazy to be here now. And to think those dreams you have when you're younger, you just keep moving forward and believing in. And the opportunities arise where you can create that. And even when I first moved in, like you said, I didn't think, oh, let's put a knot garden down there. It kind of evolved. And I was like, wow, this is a chance for me to do something I've always wanted to do. And I can do it myself.
Yeah. Like, I think you thought it was unattainable. I think you were like,
Yeah.
oh, that's, I mean, yeah, it's a dream, but like, can I really do it? And then you're
Right.
like, oh my God, maybe I can.
Yeah. Yeah. And I absolutely want to give credit to a couple people too, because most of the things I do here myself. However, I have a new friend, Colleen, who's been coming over, and she's been amazing. She's helped me with weeding and some planting, and she helped me with the final measurements and getting the landscape fabric down and helped me hold edging. She was here when I was laying stuff out. So she was really helpful. And then Joe and Aiden are coming over.
Joe should get a shout out, probably like every other episode.
Joe has done a lot of, poor Joe, he has all the big stuff to do, like the heavy, hard stuff.
Oh, thank God, because y'all,
I couldn't do it.
Property is, I mean, how many acres?
It's almost 7.
So how many are you actually gardening?
About 1.5 acres.
I'd say you're gardening about 2 acres.
Okay, 2 acres.
And you're almost doing it by yourself,
Yeah.
really? Except for when
Yeah.
Joe comes over
Yeah.
on, once a month on...
Not even.
Okay. And it's amazing what you do.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad
Yeah.
that you've got that support.
I am too. It's exciting. I think what's also fun is when you have those other people here, they get to see the project evolve. So if you want to see the project evolve,
You can come over and help weed too.
you can come watch me bend edging and, dig some trenches.
help.
I am trying really hard to actually be good about filming and taking videos and stuff so you can follow along and see this kind of unfold. So definitely check out our Instagram, because I'm going to start. I have waited to post anything about it until we did this episode. So get ready, because there's going to be a lot of courtyard, not garden, parterre.
Action going on.
Exactly.
And my first reaction to it,
Oh, I know.
you get to see that live, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, by the time this episode drops, we may have planted in the boxwood, but you are coming over to see the boxwood after it gets.
Oh, absolutely. And
And-
you'll get my reaction. It just is crazy. I hope you have some really good before footage. Do you?
I have some good before. Yeah, I have some stuff. Yeah,
I have
photos
some-
for
I
sure.
have
Maybe some
stuff too.
videos.
I have some video, I think, that I've done.
I mean, this summer it was basically like cardboard on top of grass with crabgrass creeping out.
Video of
It was like a
that?
bad
Ew.
bikini line.
Girl, you need a bush shave.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. Like, there's like landscape fabric and crabgrass.
pretty gnar.
It was really gnarly.
But you couldn't do anything. You couldn't plant your
I know,
boxwood in
I know.
July.
I just kept telling people it's a work in progress. Just wait. Just wait. But the gravel, the limestone screenings, I'll be shoveling, I think 3 tons, probably 3 or 4
Can't wait
tons.
to see your guns.
I know.
The knock garden's that way.
It's like, boy,
After you shovel all the gravel.
it's like pull up my sleeve a little bit when I do it. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess that's enough about that. Just follow along for this very
Yeah.
exciting journey.
I want to ask, so I have 2 things before we close. One thing is I want you to tell me all of the beautiful things except for the tulips and the daffodils that you're thinking about putting in. But you also mentioned like 2 plants. So I had a question come to mind. If you could pick, excluding the boxwood, if you could pick 2 white plants / flowers to put in here, what would they be?
That is the absolutely...
You're sick. Stop
most-
asking me these sick questions.
Okay. Well, I will tell you catmint and foxglove.
And it's funny because I knew you were going to say catmint. I wanted to see what the other thing was. And I just really wanted to narrow it down to like some of your favorites in there.
I think the reason why, 2 reasons, is because the catmint is so tolerant. The other thing I didn't mention about this courtyard is it gets western sun exposure. So this time of year, it's half of it's shady more than half of the day, like for a really long time.
Yeah.
And then the summertime and late spring is like blazing sun. I don't
to
even want
beat
to
to
work
hell.
down there. It's so hot. And it's like this heat sink. I think part of the reason the black spot's bad is because you got the pond down there and the heat and the humidity, and it's a tough area. So you really have this weird dynamic, and catmint just can handle all of
She's
that.
a tough girl. And God, she looks good.
She does, and she's airy, and she goes from late May, foliage starts coming in May, but blooms from like June until October. And if I
Mine's still
actually
going.
sheared it back, it would probably do even better. The white is a little different than the purple in terms of when it starts.
Okay.
And the foxglove, even though it doesn't have the longest bloom time, the foliage just looks so like dreamy.
It's still in itself.
And when you get that nice spire, you know, you need it.
Some will have Better Homes and Garden come out, take the photos. Is when the
foxglove are
foxglove
going. Yeah, well, that'd be a good time. I mean, peonies was really going to be up there too. It's just the leaves just really end up looking
like they have their show and then they're like, okay, bye.
Yeah, seriously. And they don't even bloom for more than 2-3 weeks. So
no, it's not long enough.
It's not. But some of the things, I won't give you everything because there is a ton, but I am doing the white alliums, the white catmint, phlox, Davidii. Culver's root is a new addition. I'm doing Cosmos Sonata White, which is a short one. And then I've got the Anemone corneria, so it's a bulb, but it's like a white with a little bit of a green in there. And some Nigella, silver thyme, white lavender, and let me think what else I've got in here. I do have some lamb's ear in the main bed and poppies. I'm doing quite a few different white poppies that I'm going to throw in there and see if I can get them to take off this year. There's a stairway behind one of the walls and I have a climbing hydrangea. And then on the stairs, there's white iceberg roses and a Duchess of Edinburgh white clematis that's new. So a lot of it you just have to see, which is why you need to watch us on Instagram because it's hard to imagine this little situation without seeing it. But
and it's more beautiful than you even think. You have to watch so you can get your eyeballs on it.
Yes, get your eyeballs. Get your eyeballs on this.
Get your eyeballs on this right now.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go get our eyeballs on it.
Let's go grow, baby. The dahlias are fading, the pumpkins are plotting, and we're definitely procrastinating on that garden cleanup. If this episode made you smile or feel a little bit more ready for fall, then tap those 5 stars. It helps our garden-loving crew grow more. Now grab your cozy overalls and let's go grow, baby.